All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. My name is Andre, the host of our channel. I am the Suited Racer, and today we're going to be doing a Q&A vlog, of which all of you guys have asked me to do since my last one came out. And the reason why is because I think you guys really took advantage of the opportunity to get to know me as the host of our channel quite a bit better. You guys asked me some personal questions, some work-related questions, some fun questions, some hobbies, some car questions, and this is an open forum vlog. I like to address and engage with all of my supporters. So on May 10th, I put out a Q&A poll on Instagram where you should follow me on so you can ask me questions like these. I said, should I do another Q&A vlog? 83% said yes and 17% said no. And so because this channel is treated as a majority votes channel, 83 is far greater than 17. So we are doing another Q&A vlog right over here. So excuse the background noise. There seems to be some wild parrots in my front lawn for some reason. These birds have been chirping all day long. I've never heard of them out here before. You guys hear that? I swear I don't live on a farm. I promise you that much. So the next day after I posted the Q&A, I said just over 1,000 responses, and the results are above. So read the next screen very carefully. So there you go. There was over 1,000 responses. The next screen after is number 1. Include your Instagram username at the end of your question. Number 2. I will show all questions to the camera. You will be exposed on YouTube forever if you ask a stupid question. So ask with caution or forever hold your peace. Number 3. 1 question per person. Number 4. If you don't want me to ignore your question, don't ask repeat questions from the previous Q&A vlog. Your question will not be ignored if you ask a new question. Number 5, if you haven't seen the previous Q&A vlog, swipe up and you will watch it then. Obviously, we're not swiping anywhere. We're doing a new Q&A vlog, but the Q&A number 1 is in the description right below. So please make sure you guys check that out after this one if you haven't seen part 1 yet. There's a lot of great questions that all you great folks asked me. And, you know, I don't like to do repeat questions. Let's respect each other's time. You guys spend a great amount of time on this channel supporting me and where we're going to go in the direction of our channel. So I want to give all that respect back to all of you and answer new questions to come and no repeat questions. So let's dive right into it, guys. These birds are acting like animals. Well, I mean, they are animals, so that was kind of a stupid comment. So dub comment number 1 goes to Andre. All right, let's talk about this. So let's see here. We've got question from Haik Mkhitaryan. There it is. All right. Thank you so much for asking the question and opening us up. It looks like question 1 says, what cars are in your collection at the moment? Also, how are you? So I've got this bad boy right over here. This one is a SL63 AMG. The one to my right is obviously the Viper, and the one down there is a CLS 55 AMG. There's a Chevy Volt outside. Let's not count that or discount that because I love that car. It's the greatest car ever. Thank you, Hack, for the question. Moving on to the next one. All right. What is your favorite Viper generation you own by? I think you meant what's my favorite generation that I've ever owned, because I've had 3 of them. So I've had 1 Gen 4 and 2 Gen 5s. The Gen 4 is 2008 to 2011. Those were raw cars, all right? They were really awesome. They were kind of quirky around the edges. They didn't handle as well as the new ones do. And because I've been getting a lot more acquainted with course racing, obviously I like the ACR the most. Now Gen 4 makes an ACR, I think 2011 and 11 or 10 or 11. They make an ACR, and they also have an ACR X, which is a pretty extreme race car to have. And this question was asked by Win City Banks. So Win City Banks, it's got to be the Gen 5 between 2013 and 2017. Particularly a 2016-17 ACR would be my favorite option, the best pick yet. So thank you for your question, sir. I really appreciate you and all the support that you've given me on every single video, every single Instagram post. I see your name out there, man. I really appreciate it. So keep the support. It doesn't go unseen. I absolutely adore you for all the great support that you provided me. Thank you so much, sir. Next is JD Official. What's up, dude? Here it is. Let's see. You write to me. You say, If you could buy any hypercar, what would you choose and why, and the specs? Huh. Well, that's a great question. I mean, a hypercar, you know, that's out of my range right now. I don't even want to dream about it, because when it comes time to own a hypercar, so many different options would seed from now till then. So right now, I think the greatest hypercar I could possibly own is a Koenigsegg Agera 1 or an Agera RS1, whatever the hell they're called. I don't get too, you know, dreamy about those, although they're great cars. But I think the Koenigsegg Agera series would be probably up there. It's a beautiful car, particularly that blue and white spec'd one with the blue interior. I think it's the 1 RS or the Agera 1, whatever it is, but that's what I would get, man. Those are cool, they're rare, they got like 1,300 horsepower, and you just never see them. I'm all about unique cars, I'm all about, you know, being different out there and not being part of the sheeple. I'm part of the people that are unique, the wolves, the lions, whatever you may want to call them. So good question, and thank you, brother, for all the support. I really appreciate you every day reposting my vlogs. I really appreciate it, man, and I don't think we can be here all together without the help from you personally. So thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Next one. Oh, Oli, I knew you were going to ask me this one, man. I knew it. All the way from New Zealand, my man out there. He asked me this very great question right over there. So, Oli0737, why do you have 4 fire extinguishers in your garage? So there are 3 up against the wall and 1 hanging on the wall. You know what, man? I do a lot of property management, and a lot of times if fire extinguishers are expired and you know you got to get rid of them and get new ones, I honestly just bring them home, because you never know when the hell you're gonna need a fire extinguisher at the house. And I guess you can never have too many fire extinguishers. So that's the real reason why I've got fire extinguishers along the floor over there on that side next to my car. Always good to be prepared with more than enough fire extinguishers and not having enough fire extinguishers. So that's why I've got 4 fire extinguishers in my garage. So good question, man. I knew you were gonna ask me that one too. I knew it, but that made me laugh. So what's up, man? Cheers to New Zealand. You guys did great with this whole pandemic and the COVID stuff. So I'm glad you guys are safe and well. I genuinely appreciate you and all your support. Thank you, sir. The next one, oh boy, Jonathan, I knew you were gonna ask me this one. Can I drive the ACR? Burgers on me next time we hang. You can't drive the ACR, sir. Not yet. Not yet. The car, like I've said before, is very picky. It's a very, very finicky car, and unless it's driven by an owner, you may damage it. And, you know, as you guys saw what happened when my good friend Caroline drove the car, it took a shit on us. And also, you know, it's taken a shit while I even driven it, and I would hate for anything to happen while you drive my car. And one of my really good friends, Amelia Hartford, where you guys have seen her on my channel on the Button Willow vlog, she actually said a really good point. She says, I hate driving other people's cars, not because I won't enjoy it, because I would feel so guilty if something were to happen. So you never want to compromise a friendship over something that happens to a material item. So I would say, no, man, our friendship is way too valuable to me for you to ever drive my car and something happened to it, and then, you know, it could be a really expensive repair. So I'll take you for a ride in my car again. You've been in it twice already, once on the half mile, once at Willow Springs, so I'll do that again for you, but I don't think I'll let you drive my car just yet. Let's see. Did you ever get to rematch with Speedworks Porsche? Okay, Angel, good question. So Speedworks Porsche, he's a really fast Porsche, man. That's a fast car. He makes like 750 wheel, I think is what he told me. It's a beautiful build. That's not a GT3. It's actually a 911 Turbo S. It's all-wheel drive. It's twin turbo. But he's got a GT3 kit on it because I guess he likes the GT3 body more than the turbo body. But that car is really fast. It's wicked fast. That race that we had, I was not on nitrous. He did beat me, obviously, as you guys saw in the vlog. He's a great guy, very humble. I can't wait to run it back with the nitrous. I know he'll do it too because he's just down for everything. He seems like a really cool guy. We've met a couple times in passing, but we're not like best friends or anything. But he seems like a very humble and nice person. And I really can't wait to run it back with him because that car is really fast. Next, we have from 8.3 Casas. Okay, so here it is. Good question. What do you think about Viper trucks? I think Viper trucks are incredible. One of my really good friends' name is Greg. His Instagram is Fearless White Boy. I think his page is private, so don't go rating him. I mean, you guys could if you want. I don't care. Just tell him I sent you. He's got a white with blue stripe Dodge Viper ACR. Well, it's actually the GTS R. They only made 100 of them or something like that, and he's got a matching Viper truck, a Ram Viper truck. It's got a Viper engine in there. It's white with blue stripes. it's absolute goals to get a Viper truck to tow this Viper around, you know, in the future whenever I want to go to tracks in the distance. If I'm going to go to Texas 2K, if I'm going to Florida, I'd want to have like an orange truck or whatever wrap I've got. You guys hear these crazy birds? I would close the garage door, but it would get way too hot in here, and I don't want to start sweating on camera, and that's not a good look. So let's get back to point here. So Viper trucks, yeah, so I would want a truck wrapped the exact same color as my car would be, because that would just be so cool, and towed all around everywhere. So that'd be pretty neat. My good friend, his name is John from Boosted Motorsports. He's all about the Dodge trucks, the Rams, the Dakotas, and the guy's a total genius when it comes to them. So he's got a few in his collection. Check him out on Instagram. He's got some cool trucks. Maybe I'll buy one from him when it comes time for sale, because he takes really good care of his trucks and he understands how they work. He's also got a Viper too, so he's one of those guys that I'm really close with, that in the Dodge world, whether it's Viper, whether it's trucks, whether it's whatever. Alexandra Mastery, wow, what a great question. What are these birds doing? You're gonna see me get like attacked right now or something. They must not have liked that question, man. I'm sorry 8.3 cost us. But anyway, Alexandra asks, what do you think of the car scene in Los Angeles? Wow. You know, as of recent, during this pandemic time, I, and, you know, our immediate group of car people have been doing a lot of time spent out in Orange County. And I gotta tell you, comparing apples to apples, you know, the Orange County car scene, I think, in my opinion, is far more superior than the Los Angeles car scene. And the reason why I believe is the LA car scene shows a lot of fake people. You get a lot of bullshit people out there in this arena. It's unfortunate because, you know, you're in an area right outside of Hollywood and, you know, Sunset Boulevard, and, you know, a lot of people are just faking it. You know, they're just flexing and trying to portray this image of themselves that they're really not in reality. And I don't know, I guess it steered my vision towards more the Orange County audience of automotive world, because those are the people that are really humble, they're really nice, they're friendly. You can go to any car meet, it doesn't matter what you drive, whether you're driving a Viper, whether you're driving, you know, a Mercedes, whether you're driving, you know, a McLaren, or if you're driving a Honda Civic or something, it doesn't matter. They really, really like the passion behind people's builds. And in my honest opinion, I think the Orange County car scene is far more superior than the Los Angeles car scene. And I've been in this scene for about 17, 18 years now. I never really spent too much time in Orange County until this pandemic happened, because everything in LA was shut down. Orange County was very reluctant to shut down, and as a matter of fact has been pretty much open the entire time, allowing gatherings and meets and not really complying with the social distancing, as their county ruled that as obsolete. So, you know, I'm not a big fan of the LA car scene. I think that there is a big car scene out here. I think there's a great potential for this car scene over here to be a lot greater than it already is and be a lot more credible. But I feel like there's a lot of bullshit going on out here, a lot of phonies. You know, it's tough to meet people that see eye to eye in the car world. But, you know, fortunately for me, I have a good bullshit meter, and I won't associate myself to all those folks who are faking it, whatever you want to call it. But I'm also very grateful for all the friends that I've made in the car community, like yourself, Alexandra, like all of my friends that I've met through Instagram, a lot of you guys that I've yet to meet that I look forward to meeting. So I really, really do. I'm grateful for that. You know, I mean, I wish that the people were better, but I'm just very grateful that the culture is very alive. So that's that. Oh man, DDE Supra. So I like this guy quite a bit. He and I talk a lot. We're very active on social media, and you guys have seen his car also in my vlogs. He was in that vlog when I got pulled over and harassed by the cops. Many of you guys say I wasn't harassed, but watch the video. I was pretty much harassed and accused of doing something I didn't do. But DDE Supra, he's got an awesome car. Check him out. Follow him on Instagram. He posts some really cool stuff, and he's a really cool dude. His car is really nice. It is a MK5 Supra. I think that's what they call it. I'm not too good with the abbreviations, but it's the new Supra, and it was Daily Driven Exotics' previous Supra that they had, and they built it. They put a huge turbo on there. The car sounds absolutely wicked. It looks amazing. So he asked, what's the fastest you've gone in Mexico? I've gone 212 miles per hour. Naturally, I had to take the wing off for that. So the wing was off the car. The car felt very stable. I would absolutely do it again. And it was done it twice, actually. Once was at an airstrip, and the second time was on the way to Vegas. Of course, we checked the roads and everything on the way to Vegas. I mean, when I was on the way to Vegas from, you know, to Mexico City is what I meant. But it was after that, from LA to Vegas, you go up this hill and you have this nice long downhill stretch. So I felt kind of crazy, but the car was very stable. We did a couple rounds and made sure there was no debris, there was no trash, there was no stalled cars, nothing that could, you know, obstruct the views. We checked the tire pressure. You know, we made sure that the tires had full tread, that all the lug nuts were on properly. So there was really nothing that could have gone wrong, except mechanically in the engine, of course. There was no wind, there was no tailwind, there was no headwind. It was a dry day, so it was a very safe environment, a very controlled environment, which is what I always do. Even if I'm racing, I always want to take a couple laps and make sure there's no obstacles in our way that can possibly do some, you know, detrimental damage to myself or any other people on the road. So, okay, this person didn't include their username, so I'm going to read it so you know you goofed. What does it actually take to build a race car? Good question, but you didn't put your username, so I'm not going to answer it. Let's see. So, EC Pineapple Man. Any changes to the color of the Viper or any future wraps coming up? Absolutely. So to give you guys some perspective on the color, I love orange, and in my honest opinion, it's one of the nicest colors on the Viper. I think it really defines the curves of the car, and as you guys know, this, I mean, look at this thing right over here. It's a very curvy car, so I love it. But I've also had an orange Viper now to this day, you know, 5 years and 1 month, just about. So, you know, can you imagine 61 months of the same color on the same car? Now, granted, my previous was a TA, and that one was really orange. This is the ACR, obviously, and it's white underneath. But the orange wrap is beautiful. I wasn't done with the orange when I first got the ACR, but after making so much content with my car and seeing it all over Instagram and YouTube and all the races and whatever, I think it's time for a change of scenery. Now, again, if it doesn't look good or it's not as good, yeah, I'll go back to orange. But I've got a thought in my mind that it's going to be absolutely killer and y'all going to love it. So stay tuned for that. Good question, EC Pineapple Man. All right. Trev Turk, so you wrote me a question, and I think since here we've been in touch. So would you ever drive your ACR to Arizona, 6-hour driving? If no, why not? Absolutely. I don't garage clean this car. I drive it quite a bit. I think in the past month I've put over 2,000 miles on my car, so I have no reason to not drive it. I'm not a car collector by any means. I drive cars to enjoy them. I've been driving cars quite a bit for quite a while. I don't sit here and nickel and dime my miles. I bought this thing to enjoy it. So yes, I 100% would. I have some cousins who live in Scottsdale that I've been meaning to go out and visit. So when I make that trip out, I know you're coming here in a week actually to take some awesome photos of the car and also a nice AMG shoot. So I can't wait for that to happen. It's gonna be great. But anyway, man, yeah, I would be out there. I got some cousins in Scottsdale. I want to go visit them pretty soon, and I want to take my car out. So I'll be out there this summer for sure. We got a question from Supercars of Calgary. If you had to replace the Viper, what provides a similar raw / on the edge feel? Great question. You know, what provides a raw on the edge feel? Ford GT, the older one. They're awesome cars. I've driven them before. They are stick shift. They don't have much traction control. They don't have all the BS stuff. You know, you're rolling through gears. You got a supercharger. You've got a really short wheelbase, and you've got 2 seats, and you got a mid-engine car. I think it's a mid-engine considered, and it's supercharged. So it's a V8 supercharged, and it is a monster of a car. That would be something that's a very raw and on the edge feel. So I would absolutely do that for sure. Let's see. Okay. RS Report Blog writes, "You're always so kind. Has there been a situation where you've been taken advantage of?" Kenny. Kenny's a good guy. Kenny's one of my really good friends. Also somebody I've met in the car community, and he's really done a lot for the car community. He's set up organized rallies and drives, and he does reviews on cars quite a bit and very often. Very detailed reviews. Whether you like what he's going to say or not, he's going to say it as it is. He's not trying to be your friend. He's trying to do a review on your car. So hit him up on Instagram if you got a car that you want reviewed. He would love to do it. He's a great guy. But back to the question. You're always so kind. Has there ever been a situation where you've been taken advantage of? Yes, there has been. But here's the thing, man. Situations in life happen, and you know, sometimes people will take advantage of you. As long as you as a person are a good person and you learn from your mistakes so they don't happen a second or third time, then I highly recommend you being so kind and considerate to people, because I believe in karma, and karma is a real thing. I believe in both good and bad karma. So there have been multiple times I've been taken advantage of in different scenarios. I won't be burned for the same thing twice ever. So if you do me dirty one time, that'll be the very last time you do me dirty, because I've been around this game for quite a while. I've been burned a few times, and it ain't gonna happen a second time in the same arena. So you live and you learn. Life goes on, and that's what makes you a bigger and better person, is when you encounter douchebags that take advantage of your kindness. But what's important is that you're doing things out of the genuine interest of your heart to help those other people who may take advantage of you. And if they want to do that, then it's their loss, not yours. So they're losing somebody who was genuinely kind and nice, and you're just doing you, and you're sleeping good at night because you know you did what's good in the best interest of your humanly self. And that's what I could say about that. All right, you asked me a question, but you didn't put your name, so I'm not gonna answer it. You said you plan on getting another whip. I mean, the answer is obviously, but you should have put your username there. All right, so when are you gonna plan a shoot? When are we gonna plan a shoot? And what's your dream build? Cars of Cali 12. You know, we can plan a shoot whenever you want, man. I'm open to it. As you guys know, a lot of photographers hit me up. I'm here to support all of you guys as you guys support me. I enjoy working with different photographers and videographers. I'm really keen on the video thing now. A lot of people are hitting me up for videography, and I've done a couple crazy videos that have been really fun, actually, with the car. So I like both photography and video, whenever you want. What's your dream build? It would be a twin turbo ACR, 100%. There's a lot of cost with that, north of like $65,000 or something. So we'll do that later in time. All right. All right, here we go. Flying Gazy Dad, my dude from Arizona. We talk very often. He and I have met through Instagram, never in person, but that will certainly happen in the very near future. Have you ever rode a street bike like Flying Sport? Or excuse me, like a Super Sport? Yeah, I have. I've rode a street bike many times. Last I rode when I was in Mexico, actually. I was really in Mexico, not like, you know, streets of Mexico. I was really in Mexico. I enjoy riding motorcycles and street bikes when I'm on vacation. Los Angeles is really crazy with the traffic, and, you know, a lot of bad drivers are out here. So I'm not talking about the car community, just in general. You know, the freeways are very traffic and congested, and, you know, I've lost a lot of good friends at the hands of motorcycle accidents, and I would never want to put myself in a compromising situation where I hurt the feelings and the loved ones, or the feelings of my loved ones and my friends and my family, and of course all of you guys. So when I'm on vacation, when I was in Greece last summer, I had a motorcycle for, you know, a week and a half. I was in Armenia last summer. I had a motorcycle out there too. Mexico, I had a motorcycle. I just rent them out. I love them. They're fun, but not in Los Angeles. It's, you know, if I ever moved to a different state, like Arizona, for example, or like Montana, that would be really sick. Or Texas, some parts of Texas are pretty open with nice roads. I would absolutely get a motorcycle. All right. I don't know how to pronounce your username. I've seen it so many times. I'll just spell it out. IMAS, no, that's not it. IMASILON17. Anyway, here you go. That's what it is. Whatever. That's a complicated one, but let me read it to you guys. So, what cars did you think were cool when you were younger? So, cool cars. I still think they're cool cars. You know, like back in the day, I've always wanted to have an Eclipse GSX, a four-wheel drive turbo car, an all-wheel drive turbo car. It was a four-cylinder, a lot of fun. I bought it. I loved it. I learned on that car. I've always thought Vipers were cool. They always had this kind of like a timeless, cartoony look to it. Of course, when I was younger, the cars that I wanted are very different from the cars that are out now. Great, now not only do we have a bird, we got a dog barking at us too now. This neighbor's dog is just nonstop. And I would close this, but it get too hot. So, you know, I've always liked the Viper. I've never really been like this guy that salivates over crazy exotic cars that are, you know, $1 million and this and that. Like, yeah, sure, the McLaren F1's a really cool car. When I was a kid, that was like a dream car, but you know, let's be real here. You ain't gonna get that car unless you hit the jackpot or you have some crazy business that does very well, which is not impossible, you know. But now a McLaren F1 is costing you like $20 million or something like that. So let's keep it, you know, within our image, our dreams. And I also feel like it's important to have practical goals and dreams when it comes to your cars and such things, because if you set ridiculous limits that you personally know you can't achieve, you're going to set yourself up for failure. You're going to disappoint yourself. You got to set yourself goals that are attainable, that you can reach within 6 months to a year, that you can reach within, you know, 3 to 5 years. If I tell you right now, if I continue my job right now, what I'm doing at work and my YouTube for 5 years, I'm going to buy myself a McLaren F1. It ain't going to happen. If it's 2025 and I look back at June 2020 and I say, hey, Andre, you told yourself you're going to buy a McLaren F1 in 5 years and it didn't happen, guess what? I just let myself down. So it's really, really important to set yourself attainable goals that you can actually reach in a timely manner, because you don't want to let yourself down or set yourself up for failure. You'll, you know, fall short 100% of the time. So those were my dream cars when I was, cool cars when I was younger, you know. My favorite JDM car, well, I don't know. You know what? You're the same person that asked the last question, so that's going to have to go to the next one. I'll have to think about it, but good thing I'm thinking about it because there's a few good ones out there. Save that question for the next one. All right, let's see. We have Mr. Grimple. Out of all the cars you could have bought, why did you go with the Viper and why orange? Okay, you know, this wasn't asked before, but I'm going to ask you to go watch my vlog. I've made a vlog about why I love the car. Go watch that vlog. It's going to answer all your questions. So just to be in respect to everybody else's time, obviously you haven't watched my vlogs, so I would suggest you go back and watch that one because it's certainly in there. It's in the description below. It's like number 6 or something, but go watch it. It'll tell you why. All right, Tehran iWatch. You must be from Iran. Tehran. My dad was born in Tehran. Hey, I love Dodge Viper when I was a teen, and today my question is it true Vipers have bad handling? So, is it true Vipers have bad handling? No, it's actually very false. If the Viper had bad handling, it wouldn't have set 13 track records across the entire world. In fact, it is still number 1. The fastest production car in a 6-speed manual at all 13 racetracks around the world. So in answer to your question, flat out, no, the car handles like a dream. But good question, because if you're not informed, you just don't know. So you're 100% right with your question. Good question. 13 track records, it's not by accident, it's because the car can handle like a jackrabbit. So, all right, so sorry about that. Apparently, my car is not the only thing I have to worry about overheating. My camera apparently overheats now too. So we got cut off there. Luckily, it was right when the question ended, so I didn't screw up or cheap out on answering your question, Tehran iWatch. So Tehran eWatch. So next question is from G20 Girl. G20 Girl asks me, what inspires / motivates you? Well, I'll tell you what doesn't, and then I'll tell you what does. So what doesn't inspire or motivate me is money. I don't care about money. I feel like people, and I don't say that like I'm careless, meaning, you know, I throw money left and right. I'm saying that in a sense where making money and being a multi-millionaire doesn't motivate or inspire me. And the reason why is because money, I really believe, is the root of all evil. It's a very cliche saying, but I genuinely believe in it. And the reason why is because I've seen the most filthiest rich people being absolutely miserable in their life. You know, I work in the financial industry where I deal with a lot of people's money, a lot of wealthy people, a lot of poor people, and everything in between. And if on a hierarchy scale, if the people, I'm not talking about people that are poverty or homeless people, not like that. If people live a very average and sustainable lifestyle on a very middle market level, they're generally very happy. You know, they're a lot more welcoming. They're a lot more nicer. This is generally speaking. Of course, there's the outliers to every rule. And wealthy people that I've dealt with are very snobby, very entitled. They feel like people owe them something. So, you know, what motivates me is the pursuit to happiness. Again, it sounds cliche. It sounds very, you know, call it stupid, but it really is. You know, I think in life it's important to be happy. Find something that you're passionate about, that you genuinely love doing. Something that, you know, you don't have to spend money to make you happy, because money comes and goes. You know, people come and go, friends come and go. But your personal happiness is really what keeps you alive. You're born into the world by yourself. You're going to die by yourself someday too. So you got to find that happiness within yourself and run with that, grow that, do what makes you happy as a person. And that's what motivates me, is the pursuit to live a happy life. I live a very happy life right now. I have great friends. I have great family. My centers of influence, you know, they're all very, very effective. And, you know, that's the goal in life, is to live a happy life. And that's what motivates me to continue to live a happy life. And that's what it is. So really good question, Callie. I'm glad you asked. You know, I'm grateful for my life and where it's at, but the only reason it's there is because I aspire to live happy. Now, everyone can be very different. You know, if mowing a lawn 5 times a day makes you happy, well, then go do that. You know, if waxing your car 5 times a day makes you happy, then go do that. But for me, it's chasing happiness. And I know what makes me happy in my life, so I continue to chase that. And it's hard to see me upset or sad. And you know that because you and I are pretty good friends. So cool. Let's see. We have the next question from Patrick Shabani. There's a question you wrote to us, and you wrote, if you had to have one car to turn into a project car, what would that be? You know what? Like, this is such a cool question because I'm actually thinking about doing it. I used to have a 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, okay? So back then, the technology, it wasn't very advanced. All we had to tune the cars was like this thing called a SAFC. It was made by a company that probably no longer exists, called Apex C, Apex I don't know what you want to call them. It was a blue screen with air and fuel ratios. That's all it was. You know, it was a really fun car, and back then my knowledge curve was kind of low with cars. It was my first car, and I feel like now with all the technology advancements, the standalone ECU programs that we have, and you know, all kinds of crazy stuff, I would love to have that car and have fun with it. But because I'm super OCD, it's really hard to find the clean one. You know, it'd have to be the GSX, the all-wheel drive turbo. A good friend of mine who I met through the car world, he actually has a really cool looking GSX that got tuned today actually at Road Race Engineering, which is in Santa Fe Springs. I didn't get to make it out, but you know, I can't wait to hear about his numbers. So that's what it would be. All right, let's see. Sheikh 88A. So you wrote, since you're in banking, what is a good high income skill? Very, very good question. Patience. You can't jump the gun on things. Be patient. Understand your parameters with spending. Understand your knowledge. If you want to learn something, then go learn it. You have this very small category of internet called Google. Obviously, it's the biggest platform. And you can learn anything you want. So be patient, understand what you're getting yourself into, and really make sure that you're a master of your niche. Did you buy the Viper brand new? Instagram 35M Samo Luke. Sorry I butchered your name, bud, but there you are. I did not buy the Viper brand new. I've actually never owned a new car, ever. I'm not a believer of it. My first Viper I bought with 9,000 miles. My second Viper, the TA, I bought with, I don't know, like 800 miles or 1,800 miles, something like that. And I bought this one pre-owned. It's a 2017. And no, I just don't believe in, you know, buying a car. Let's say this one brand new was like $155,000, driving off the lot and then depreciating, you know, 30% of its value, especially, you know, German cars like this one right over here. Let the first owner take the depreciation hit. I am very OCD, so I'm very patient with my buys, so I have to buy one that's clean, that hasn't been really abused much, that I know it has had a positive mechanical history on it. No used car is going to be a 10 out of 10 because that's why it's a used car. In fact, no new car is either a 10 out of 10. So I try to find something close to a 9 or 9.5, something that I know has been well driven and maintained properly. So no, not a new car. What is your favorite exotic car brand? And you're awesome, man. Hey, thanks, Edmundo. I appreciate that, man. So Edmundo's also a great supporter of mine. He's always commenting on my posts, and I think you're down in Mexico. Favorite exotic car brand? Wow. You know, it's a really good question. What define exotic, you know? So DM me on this one. It could be, is it exotic like an Italian car, like a Ferrari, like a Lambo, like that exotic? Or are you talking about like a Pagani or like a Koenigsegg, or you know, things of that realm? DM me. Let's talk about that. Adam83113. What a guy. This guy's awesome. He's been a big supporter of mine for quite a while. Adam asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now, and how do you plan on getting there? I plan to stick around here on YouTube as well. Look, guys, I have a regular day job. YouTube's not my job. It started as a hobby, and it's really kind of taken off with all the support from you guys, of course. I enjoy what I do for work. I enjoy the banking. I enjoy, you know, all the connections I made in the business professional world. I see myself owning a few apartment complexes. I think real estate income is the best income you can make out there. You make your money work for you. Don't work for your money, make your money work for you. And that's what happens when you own apartment complexes, or, you know, shopping centers or strip malls. Basically, people house their businesses there or their residents there, and they pay you for letting them live there or work there. You don't really do any hard labor for that, but it does take time to build to that avenue, of course. You know, my goal would be to purchase a strip mall or an apartment complex, leverage the equity to buy another one, and continue playing Monopoly in my arena. So cars will always be a part of my life, whether I have kids, whether I'm married, whether I'm single, whatever the case is. I'll always have cars as a part of my life. But I think in the 5-year future, I'd want to see, you know, some real estate investments under my sleeve, which is why I don't go and spend, you know, $300,000 on 2 or 3 cars just to flex for all of you guys. No, you guys know me and who I am. These are the cars that I have. Ain't no reason for me to play out of my means. If you guys want to support me with what I have, please do. If you don't want to support me, please don't. It is what it is. So I live within I live within my means, and that'll never change. All right, let's see. Has there been a line where a car meet goer crossed the line, touching, etc.? Touching. I hope they don't touch me, because I'll probably whoop their ass. But Raindrop 6 said that. You know what? That there really hasn't been. You know, I've been skeptical sometimes about when people kind of like look into my trunk, or, you know, have they done anything vindictive, like cut like a nitrous wire or a fuel line or something up in my engine. No, they haven't. They've been pretty good about it, you know. So there hasn't been anything where people cross the line. They always ask, can I sit in your car? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Just, and I tell them, you know, careful getting your leg in and out. I don't want you scraping my door jamb. And they respect it. All right, now we have Hemi Addicted. You've been a great supporter of mine as well, and I want to thank you first and foremost. Wanted to say thank you. You motivated me to make my own YouTube vlogs. Good, good. I'm glad I was able to motivate you to do that. Send me a link to your YouTube channel. I will subscribe, absolutely. You supported me, and it's only fair if I support you right back. So I'm glad I motivated you, and, you know, chase your dreams, man. Do whatever is going to make you happy, because that's what's important, right? All right. DDE Elite says, oh, that's cool. Daily Driven Exotic Elite. You're officially on my elite list. Thank you, I'm flattered. NZ Exotics. What would be your dream garage? Like cars in there, lifts, toolboxes, specific tools, etc. So yeah, you know, I think anyone that actually wrenches on their cars themselves would love to have a lift. I don't have one, obviously. You guys have seen me with floor jacks. It's really difficult to work off your back and work up on a car. But again, you know, I work and live within my means. I can go buy a lift tomorrow. It's not going to make or break the bank, but, you know, look at my ceiling here. It's, what is that, like maybe 12 feet tall over here and maybe like 10 feet tall over there. I can't put a lift in here. Otherwise I'd be crouching over. But yeah, sure, I'd love to have a lift in here. My own massive toolbox. As you guys know, I ride around my toolbox, my carry toolbox in my trunk of my car all the time. But yeah, you know, I'd love to. It'd be great. All right. what got you into cars, Viper specifically? Again, I'm gonna detour you to watch the vlog I made on this. Please go watch the vlog, it's great. I'd rather see you behind, you know, me behind the wheel, me talking about the car, as opposed to sitting here with what's now darkness behind me. All right. Okay. Riley.Smith asked me a question. Asked me, would you buy a new Viper if/when it comes out? I don't know. It's a good question. It depends on the platform. If it's like a Hellcat engine, no. Not to say that they're not fast and fun, but I like the V10. I like the 8.4 liter naturally aspirated roar. It's a special platform to me. I think it's a great platform, and I don't think they should have stopped it. If it comes out with the same platform on a new body, I might consider it. All right. A Weisberg 19. This is Asa. I know you. You know me through the Instagram world. And what radar do you use? I use a Valentine V1. The structure of it is very old. It's very analog. It has like a analog display. It's like not fancy at all. It beeps when it needs to, and it shuts up when it needs to. So it works great for me. You know. It's caught every... I've never gotten a radar ticket, let's put it that way. A radar ticket. I've gotten paced, I've gotten caught for, you know, those types of things, but never a radar ticket, so it must be working. Are you ever going to come up to Canada ever? That guy Jack 420. I hope your birthday is April 20th and not something else. But yeah, anyway, I would love to come to Canada. I've been there before. I've been to Vancouver countless times. I used to have a cousin who would live out there. Canada's cool. Once all this stuff lifts off, maybe the dog ate the bird and now the ambulance is coming out to save the bird. Maybe. But yeah, Canada, Vancouver's beautiful. I want to go up north to Vancouver and travel eastward. It's a long drive across that country, but man, it'd be a fun one. But it'd definitely have to be dry roads. J2. You asked, would you ever considered a twin turbo orange Mamba? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Are you done with the Viper? And if not, what's the next step? Edmond Agazarian. All right. I'm not done with the Viper. I don't think anyone's ever done with their cars. There's always something to do. There's always more power to be made. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do to it next, but yeah, we have plans. We have plans. Next is Andrew Boca. How long did it take you to get your Viper since you wanted it? Cool question. You know, I like it. Thank you for the question. I've wanted it since I was like 10 years old. Obviously, I didn't have the means to buy it when I was 10 years old. I bought my first Viper in 2011 or 12. 2012, 2013 I bought my first Viper. And yeah, so that's when I bought that. I got my license in 2005, so that was when I was 16. So 2005 to 2013 is 8 years. So when I was 24 years old, I bought my first Viper. If you were to purchase a hypercar, which one and why? So you gave me 3 examples, Mr. George Q85. George Q85 asked me, if you were to purchase a hypercar, which would it be and why? P1, 918, or LAF? Oh, LaFerrari. Well, man, I mean, 918s are cool. P1s are awesome. LaFerrari. I'm gonna have to go with the LaFerrari. I've only seen like 1 or 2 in person. I've seen like 1,000 918s. I've seen like a handful of P1s. I'm gonna go with LaFerrari. It's that thing's awesome. I've never even rode in one before, but I would just love to have one. You know, if I were to purchase one. We got some time till that happens, but if I were to do it. All right, didn't put your name. What's your best memory in the Viper? RJ Moots 3. You know what, man? I answered this exact question the last vlog, and it was a really, really funny story. So go watch the last vlog and then DM me and let me know what you think about that story. And if you're not laughing, then you need to reevaluate your sense of humor. But go watch that. It's a great story. Do you invest in the stock market, Jayul? Of course I do. Are you going to buy another car to use on your channel? Jax AMCRO. Hey, what's up, man? So yeah, of course, you know, I like to keep you guys well entertained, and in order to do that, you've got to have multiple different toys to pick from. Content will get old eventually, and I'm well aware of that, but I'm not in a hurry. I'm not going to live outside of my means for YouTube and the channel. I live within my means, and I do as I can, and I do as I please. But yes, I will be buying another car in the future. For me and for all of you. Connect the dots. Thoughts on rumors about a new supercharged V8 Viper? It is rumor, so I'm not going to think about it until it's actually in line. Hashir 0205 asked that question. And yeah, again, you know, we all speculate and this and that. Cool. All right. What's your favorite car movie? Jay Lubach 56. It's got to be Fast and Furious, the very first one. It's what got me involved in the car world. I remember I ditched school, and my mom allowed me to ditch school to go to the theater with my brother and watch the 10 a.m. showing for Fast and Furious. We were waiting in line. It was great. You know, it was awesome. I remember like it was yesterday. Okay. Question from Shahan Hayer. When are you coming to the Bay Area? When you do, we should organize a rally. I would love that. 100% I would love that. I'll come to the Bay Area probably in late July, early August. And if I do before, I'll put it on my story so you're well aware. And I would love for you to set something up. That'd be really cool. Would be great to meet you. Do you plan to turbo or supercharge your ACR? Haha, Justin Crawford. Why don't you remain patient and you'll see it, because actions speak louder than words. All right, I live by that, by the way. What was your first car? What was the first car you took to a track day? Apex MK7. All right, so my first car I ever took to the track was a quarter-mile drag race, and that was my Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX. Awesome car for that. All-wheel drive turbo. Avendano. What if your future self told you in 2015 that in 2020 you would be owning 1,000 horsepower Viper ACR? That's great. I would believe my my future self, because I'm not a person who makes goals and leaves them empty. I set up buckets, I set markers, and I fill the bucket up till I reach the marker. That's what I do. And anybody can do that, really. It's not like my executive chair is not very comfortable, but we'll figure it out. We're almost done. I would believe it. And I think anybody can believe it as long as they're strict to their goals and they have a very disciplined mindset that they can do whatever they put their mind to. You know, have a plan, you know, fulfill your actions, and you'll get there. What is your long-term goal for life and our channel? Wyland, straight from Montana. My long-term goal for life, I want to get married someday. I want to have kids. I want my kids to play basketball and soccer and race cars, and I want to have a wife, and I want to have, you know, a nice house with a nice garage. Those are the goals. You know, I think having a family and kids, if with the right person, could be the greatest happiness in life. And as I mentioned earlier, happiness is critical in life for me. I live my life to be happy, and I think that would be a happy point in my life where I can actually have children, boys, girls, I don't care, whatever, to teach, to grow with, to, you know, educate, to do all kinds of fun stuff with, travel with them. And obviously a long-term companion like a wife would be awesome, but it's got to be with the right person, because if it's with the wrong person, then you're just going to be miserable. So happiness. Oh, and the goal for our channel, we want to grow this channel quick. I want to do a lot of fun stuff with you guys. I want to do a lot of meetups. I want to do a lot of drives, a lot of giveaways. We still have some growth until then. You know, today we're sitting at about 1,750, almost 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty good for 2 months in. I think we're growing quick, but it's because of support like people like you. Wyland, you've been a great support too, and I really appreciate it. I want to grow the channel and have fun with all of my followers and all of my supporters. So that's what it is. And I love how you said our channel, because it's exactly what it is. It's not just me. It's for us. I don't plan to make this profitable to an extent where I'm lavishing and living this large life. As much as I get from the channel, I want to put back into it and give back to all of you good folks. As I mentioned in my very first vlog. All right. You didn't include your Instagram there, so I can't answer that one. Sorry. What does this one say? Nope. You also didn't put your Instagram. You guys gotta really pick up your instruction following game. Come on, guys. Oh, here we are. Preem 23. Any plans to meet Savage Garage or Street Speed 717 and teaching their Ford GT? Oh, I think about racing. And racing their Ford GT and or C7 ZR1. Yeah, sure. I would love to. Those guys seem like really cool dudes. They're East Coast cats, so they would either have to come over here or I would have to go over there. I'm not opposed to a road trip, but just not right now. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, have to iron out with the government and, you know, these close downs and shit like that. And people are all very different when it comes to their behaviors and their willingness to interact with strangers. So, yeah, I would love to, man. They seem like cool guys. You know, I watch one of their channels quite frequently, and Street Speed just got that new Viper, so I actually DM'd him and told him that if he needed any advice or help with his car to give me a holler. He never read my message, but maybe someday he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But yeah, it'd be cool to link up with them. That'd be really nice. All right. Didn't leave your name. Oh, here we are. Oh, man. Finesse.good. You must have jinxed me, bro. You must have jinxed me. What do cops think about the orange plates? You know, man, I know you watched today's vlog because I think you commented it. That's what they think about my orange plates. I got pulled over a few times and no one gave a shit. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know? Is it a real plate? Yeah, it's a real plate. Are the numbers real? Yeah. Are the registration real? Yeah. Is it valid? Yeah. Okay, cool. Looks good. But you're always going to have that one cop that takes the damn rules way too seriously. It's illegal to modify your license plate. Like, oh, shit, sorry, you know? God forbid you busted a drug dealer down the street, but you gave me a ticket for my modified license plate. God forbid there was a stabbing on the corner, but you're too busy giving me a license plate ticket. It's on the car. It's just orange. What do you care? Are you going to get a Ferrari? Dylan Simpson 49. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. All right. What? No idea. No username. No username. Oh. Retarded.driver. Hefner, Calvo, BJ, Sheepy, etc. Who's gonna build your turbo kit? Retarded driver. You know, none of the above. ANC Performance has been the shop that I've been going to for quite a while. Todd is a stand-up guy. Todd is the owner of ANC Performance, and he has a twin turbo Viper himself. That's very fast. And the thing about Todd, he doesn't like cut corners. He does quality work. You know, it's an expensive build, you guys. So a twin turbo kit done the right way is north of $65,000. And that's a lot of money for a couple snails under your hood. Of course, you're going to get a lot of power, but I'm not going to do that like tomorrow or anything. So let's stop with the TT questions because, man, it would be fun. It's a dream build for sure, but it ain't going to happen like tomorrow or the next day. So let's kind of hold off on that one. Hoodrich Mateo Cataldo. What the fuck? I thought I heard somebody creeping on me back here. Maybe. Watch like a coyote shows up real quick. Freak me out. I would use this camera to beat it. Sorry for all you PETA animal lovers out there. My life is more valuable than the coyotes. I think so. You might not think so, but I think so. Hoodrich Mateo. What are the main flaws of the Viper? My man, there's a video. It says 5 things I hate about the Viper. Go look at the video. Yes, Josmar. Q, question. Besides Andre, what other names would you like to have / be called? All right, well, you know, people call me Dre, Andre, Suited. I don't know, whatever. You can call me John. What do I care? All right. Rashad Russell, do you have any plans of changing the current setup? Twin turbo. Yeah, sure. All right. No username, no answer. You asked me how much money you spend on your car. You didn't put your username. Oh, this is a good one. I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm just going to show it to the camera. It's P1, I think. Puan. P1. I don't know. Have you thought about doing a 9-liter stroker? Man, those are fun, but bang for a buck, you can make a lot more power with other mods. You know, it's like when people do a heads cam job on the car, they spend like, I don't know, $15,000 for a heads cam, and then they make like 700 wheel horsepower. When you could spend like $4,000 and make 900 wheel horsepower, it's like, it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense, you know? Does it sound cool? Yeah, but I ain't paying 15 grand to go, it just doesn't make sense, you know? All right. Demon or Hellcat? I don't know, you didn't put your username. Next Viper mod? I don't know, you didn't put your username. Man, you guys suck at following directions. 488 P-Store, Aventador SVJ, or 720S? I don't know. You didn't put your damn username. Come on, guys. Here's one that knows how to follow directions. Do you plan to wrap your Viper in the future? Yes. J Duncan 7. Yes. No username. Why do you daily the Bolt when you have the Mercedes perfect for the job? All right, good question. It's a Volt with a V, like Victor, not B, like Bolt, or B. Well, you can't. I'm like, it's not Bolt like B. That doesn't make any sense. It's not B like Bob, okay? Well, okay, so the Mercedes over here, this car is obviously a nice car. I don't take clients out every day. You know, sometimes I'll pick them up for lunch. I'll take this car, I'll take the CLS. But if I'm driving like 60 miles round trip to work and back, or if I'm driving out to a client in Calabasas and back home, or, you know, Agora Hills, Westlake, you're talking about a 100-mile round trip. If no one's gonna sit in the car, why am I trying to impress anybody? This car is loud, the Viper is loud, the CLS is loud. The Volt, you push a button called adaptive cruise control. You set it to 65 miles an hour. You sit there like a potato. You hold the wheel and the car drives itself. It stays behind the traffic that's in front of you, and it'll accelerate to whatever speed you set it at, 65 miles an hour. Why would I take this thing out when it doesn't drive itself? It uses more gas. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I don't have a client in my car. So in answer to your question, Job Sepe 36, that's why. You guys got to start following instructions, man. You guys are asking stuff like, how do you be successful in life? Well, how are you going to be successful if you can't even put your goddamn username in the question? All right. Would you consider car meets and car shows being the same thing? No, I would not. Car shows are a lot more formal. Like SEMA is a car show. The LA Auto Show is a car show. Car meets are like, you call up like, you know, 20, 30 people at most, and y'all meet together in a parking lot and you just bullshit for a while and you just take off. Car shows, you got vendors, you have promotions, you have people selling shit. Those are car shows. But thank you for the good question, Matthew J0094. I hope I answered it. That's my take. What's your take on it? DM me. Any other hobbies and what you do for a living? I wish you put your username, because that's a good question, but you didn't, so I'm not going to be unfair to the other people. You didn't put your username, buddy. Sorry. This guy, what's up? I don't know. You didn't put your username. Man, you guys are seriously... All right. Viper USA. Cool. Viper page. What's the biggest difference between your TA and your current ACR? Viper USA. Good question. The biggest difference? The aero. You know, I was at Willow Springs recently. I was at Button Willow recently, and the aero, the stability, just the way that this car stays planted to the ground, it's like a cheat. It's like a cheat code. It's like a life hack, you know? It's like, wow. At first, I was kind of hesitant when I first went around to turn at Willow Springs with this thing. Turn 9 is like a killer turn for everybody. Usually, you're kind of like, you got to like steady on, kind of like butterfly it, fill it out. With this thing, you're just like, and you just go. And nothing happens. It just goes. Like, you don't lose control. It's crazy. All right, let's see. Do you think your nitrous Viper is faster than my nitrous C63 AMG? TQ Monster, MNSTA. Yeah, I think my nitrous Viper is faster than your nitrous C63 AMG. I think so. We should find out, though. You're local. We should race. It'll be fun. If you guys want to see that race, comment in the description below. All right. AJCHCXO or AJCHXCO. Would you put heads cam on the car? Again, nah. Hold on one sec, guys. My battery's dying. All right. Now that we've got it charging, what inspired you to... Did I show this one? Yeah, the heads cam. There you go. What inspired you to purchase the Viper ACR? Performante. Thanks for the message. Watch the videos. Watch the vlogs. It's in the description below. It's titled Why I Love My ACR. Or Why I Love My Viper, I think. Right. That is all. I'm glad you guys asked so many great questions. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Comment below if you guys want me to do another Q&A next month. A lot of changes are going to be happening to the car in very recent months. And I want to thank you guys all for tuning in again. I want to thank you all for your support. The channel's been live now for almost 2 months. And we've got about 1,750 subscribers. I love seeing repeat comments in the comment section that tells me that you guys are watching it. And you guys are actually absorbing all the content that I put up for all of you. I'm flattered to have such a committed support base. You guys are the best. Please feel free to DM me on Instagram. Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel. If you want to see different activity, different type of races, if you want to see me race another YouTuber, or if you want to see me race anybody in particular, or if you want to see me do something on this car, let me know. I'll try my best to get that done. I keep thinking there's someone behind me. I'll do my best to get that done for all of you guys. And aside from that, we will be having a lot of giveaways soon. So make sure you guys watch the videos from A to Z, because it's not just pick a name that I see commenting. You guys got to answer a couple questions in order for me to give you the giveaways. So that's a little hint there. But once I do my merch, once I do a lot more stuff on the channel involving a website, involving, you know, hoodies and apparel and shirts and, you know, underwear, I don't know. Make sure you guys pay attention to the vlogs. Make sure you guys watch it from A to Z. And let's grow this channel together, guys. Let's make it happen. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. If your question was not answered, it's because you didn't put your username in the question. Follow instructions, ladies and gentlemen. With that, see you guys later. Ciao.